Alright, let's look at the homework 4.3, problem number 6. Alright, so we're going to find the interval increase and decrease. Alright, so we have to find the derivative. So f prime of x is equal to, alright, derivative 7 is 0, derivative 3x is 3, and derivative of negative x cubed would be negative 3x squared. Alright, so if you clean that up, you have pull out 3, and you have a 1 minus x squared, and then we know that we can factor this out as 1 plus x and a 1 minus x. So if you set that equal to 0, we have a critical number. So x is going to be equal to plus or minus 1. So these are critical numbers. Alright, then if you do a number line and put a tick marks at the critical number -1 and a +1, then we look at the sign of f prime. So anything less than -1, so I'll try -2. And you can see that if you plug in -2, 1 minus -2 squared would be negative, so it's going to be negative here. And we can try x equals 0 between -1 and 1. 1 minus 0 is positive, so you have a positive sign here. Right? Then we have x equals, say, 2, and that's going to be negative. Right? So negative there. Right? So it's increasing between -1 and 1 and decreasing everywhere else. So let's type it in. So increasing between -1 and 1 and decreasing everywhere else. So it's going to be a negative infinity to -1 and union. So 1 to infinity. Let's see, oops, infinity there. Alright, then find the local max and local minimum value. So let's find that. So you can see that here is a critical number, right? Since it's a decreasing turn into increasing, so it's going to be a local minimum here. And here, increasing turn into decreasing, so this is going to be a local maximum by first derivative test. Right, so we have to find the corresponding function value. So f of -1 is, right, so 7 plus 3 times -1, so 7 minus 3, so 4 minus -1, so it's going to be 5. And f of 1 would be 7 plus 3, so 10 minus 1, so that would be 9, right? So local min is 5 and the local max is 9, right? So local maximum would be 9 and local minimum would be 5, right? So that's that. And then we want to find the inflection point. So we take the derivative again, and we're going to look at the second derivative. So let's do that. Alright, f double prime of x is equal to, derivative of that is 3 is 0, derivative of that is -6x. Right? Set that equal to 0, of course x is going to be 0. Right? So we look at the number line at x equals 0. And then the sign of f double prime. So let's try x equals -1. Then you can see that the -6 times negative, so it's going to be positive here. If you try x equals 1, then you're going to have a negative sign there. Right? So you have a concave up before 0, concave down after 0. And the inflection point would be 0. And f of 0 would be 7. Alright, so let's do that. So inflection point is going to be 0, 7, right? And the concave upward would be, was it before 0, right? So concave upward before 0, so it's a negative infinity to 0, and after 0, concave down, so symbol 0, infinity, right? And use the information in part A to part C to sketch the graph of f, right? You don't have to do this part. We'll do it in the sections after this. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna double check. Submit your test. All right, I came back and looks like we got all these guys correctly. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.